In this activity, we'll be creating a program that utilizes basic mathematical operations, as well as utilizing functions to perform those operations. Once you're ready, open up Visual Studio Code and we'll get started. Once Visual Studio Code loads, navigate to your Activities directory. We are on Activity 2, so double-click on A2. Once the activity file loads, review the topic and program requirements. Attempt to implement a solution on your own with the video paused. Once completed, resume the video and I will demonstrate my implementation as well as provide insights to the activity topic. Alright, let's get started. This topic is about basic arithmetic. The program requirements are to display the results of the sum of two numbers. Our notes indicate that we need to use a function to add two numbers together, and we need to use a function to display the results. We also have a note that says we can use this specific token in the println macro to display the result. The first thing I'm going to do is copy in some notes into the program area. That way I have something to work with as a guideline. So the first note says that we need to use a function to add two numbers together. So I'll create a new function with the fn keyword, and I'll call the function sum. It will take an a, which is a 32-bit integer, and it will take a b, which is also a 32-bit integer. We then will return another 32-bit integer. I use the curly braces to create the function, and within the function body, I just put in a plus b, which will be automatically returned as an i32 value. Next, we need to use a function to display the result. So I'll call this function display result, and it will just take a variable named results, and that'll be a 32-bit integer. We don't need to return anything since we're just printing out information. I'll then use the curly braces to create the function body. And we need to use the println macro. This token here will display information, so we can use the curly braces that surround a colon question mark. And then outside of the double quotes, we put a comma and the variable that we wish to display. In this case, the variable name is result, so we'll type in result. We aren't returning anything from this line, so we need to add a semicolon at the end of the line. Finally, in our main function, we need to actually call our functions so they can be utilized. I'll create a new variable called result, and we'll call the sum function with the values of 2 and 2. I will then call the display result function, passing in the value of the result, which should display the result. Before running this program, we'll take a walk through and see how each line of code works. Here's our main function, and the first line of code that will be executed is this one here. So we're creating a new variable using the let keyword, and we're giving it a name of result. We're setting it to the value of this function, which is sum, and this function is being passed the values of 2 and 2. This 2 will be the a value, and this 2 will be the b value. Once this function is called, execution will jump over here, and then the a will be 2, and the b will be 2, since that's the arguments that we provided to the function. We then will go into the function body, which will take a, which is a 2, and add it to b, which is a 2, and that will then be equal to 4, and that'll be automatically returned as 4, which is a 32-bit integer. This 4 will then come back here to this section, and since there's nothing else remaining after this function call, since we have the semicolon, the value of 4 will then be placed into result. We then call the display result function, and now that our result value has 4, it will be placed here as a 4. So the display result function will be called. We'll have a 4 here, and that is a 32-bit integer. And within the function body, we call the println macro, which prints information to the terminal. This special token allows us to substitute information. So we're substituting in the result, which is a 4. And so it'll print out 4 when we run the program. To run the program, we'll go to terminal, new terminal. We'll then type in cargo run -q --bin. We're on activity 2, so type in A2. Remember that cargo is the Rust build tool and package manager for the Rust programming language. We use run to run the program. Q will just suppress the output that we're not really interested in. And --bin selects a binary. Each file listed on our activities is a binary, so these are all binaries. And we want to make sure we select A2 since we're currently on activity 2. Once this is typed in, press enter, and your program should compile and run. And here is the result of 4. As we can see, 2 plus 2 is 4, and our program is running correctly. This concludes the activity on basic arithmetic. I'll see you in the next presentation.